Dear soul, welcome to this message from the angels. Something profound and touching is unfolding about the connection between you and this special person. Recently, this person shared something very intimate with a family member, which brought them to tears. This situation stirred their heart in a way they can no longer ignore. This message from the angels reveals that the connection between you and this special person is at a moment of great transformation. Recently, something significant happened. This person, amidst an intense emotional load, opened up to a family member and shared what they've been feeling about you too. This outpouring brought forth a wave of emotion so strong that they cried uncontrollably, as if all the barriers they had built to hide their true feelings crumbled at once. It was a moment of profound honesty with themselves, where pain and longing spoke louder than any attempt to maintain control. This moment of vulnerability came unexpectedly, and the impulse to share what was in their heart became inevitable. For a long time, they tried to keep this connection a secret, avoiding exposing the depth of what they felt even to themselves. However, now it seems the weight of this decision has become unbearable. The need to share with someone close became urgent, and the family member they opened up to was the natural choice to relieve, even if briefly, the burden they carry. But instead of finding the relief they expected, the crying only brought more to the surface the feeling that this situation needs to be confronted, as the feelings for you continue to grow and intensify. The truth is that this person has always had difficulties dealing with deep emotions, especially when these emotions come with uncertainties. What they feel for you is something that challenges their logic, something they can't easily fit into rational explanations. When they try to put it into words, it's as if they lose control of their own speech, and tears take the place of words, revealing a vulnerability they don't usually show anyone. To the family member, it may have seemed like just an emotional outburst, but to them, it was much more than that. It was a silent cry from someone who can no longer ignore what's in their heart. By opening up like this, they felt that for the first time, they were honest about the intensity of what they are experiencing. At the same time, they also realized that the family member. For those listening from the outside, it may be difficult to understand the depth of this bond. But for them, the reality is undeniable. There is something in you that touches them in a way they've never been touched before. Something that awakens a side of them that was dormant. This crying, then, was like a release of everything they've been silently accumulating. Each tear shed reflected the longing they feel, the frustration of not knowing how to get closer again, and the fear that you might be moving on without them. Deep down, there's a sense of loss, as if the possibility of living this connection is slipping through their fingers, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. And that's what scares them the most, because the fear of losing you has been a constant shadow in their life since your paths crossed. No matter how much they've tried to distance themselves, occupy their mind with other things, or even seek distractions in other people, the truth is that your presence continues to impact their life. And this conversation with the family member only reinforced how present you remain, even in moments when they try to pretend they feel nothing. The angels show that this emotional opening was a necessary step for them to face head-on what they've always avoided. It's a moment of awakening where there's no longer any way to deny how much this connection has meant in their journey. While they face these feelings, you may be sensing that something is changing, that the energy around you is moving differently. This happens because on the spiritual plane, this conversation had a profound impact. It was as if their outpouring activated a new phase of this connection, causing your energies to start aligning again. And even though on the physical plane it may seem like things are stagnant or even distant, on the spiritual plane, there is a powerful force uniting you, leading their soul to seek answers and paths that lead them to you. Dear soul, it is no coincidence that this person cried when talking about you. Their tears are a reflection of the importance you have in their life, and how much this connection challenged them to grow and transform. The angels reveal that this moment of vulnerability is just the beginning of a larger process where they will need to open up more and more to their own feelings and understand what they truly desire for the future. It won't be an easy path, but it's a path that can lead to deep healing and a renewal of this bond between you. now that the feelings are exposed. Their soul feels the need to seek reconciliation with themselves and with what they feel for you. There's a part of them that still resists, that fears giving in completely, but at the same time, there's a greater force pushing them to move forward, not to give up on this connection. What the angels want you to know is that this process is just beginning, and there is much yet to be revealed in the next steps of this journey. The conversation with the family member was a decisive moment, a turning point that brought to the surface all the emotions they've been suppressing. It's as if by verbalizing what was kept, they acknowledged that there is something in you they could never ignore, and that the impact of this connection remains alive, even though time and distance have tried to weaken it. What they may not have shared with the family member, or may not even fully understand, is how much this connection has challenged all their beliefs about love. Before meeting you, they followed a simple logic where emotions were treated with a certain coldness, without allowing themselves to get deeply involved. However, from the moment your energies met, something changed. There was a spark they couldn't explain, a feeling that no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't escape what was forming. This scared them, and still does. The fear of giving in completely and ending up hurt made them adopt a stance of resistance, keeping distant and cold at times. The angels reveal that despite all the barriers they put up, the truth is that this connection continues to manifest in their life in unexpected ways. They may notice signs that remind them of you in their daily life, see synchronicities that make them question if the universe is trying to send them a message, or even dream about you in moments of greater emotional vulnerability. It's as if destiny is constantly pushing them to face what they feel, showing that this connection has a purpose they have yet to fully understand. These signs are more than mere coincidences. They are the angel's call, guiding them toward a deeper understanding of what you represent to each other. The outpouring with the family member was an important first step, but it's only the beginning of a healing and self-discovery process that will still bring many challenges. By talking about you, they began to confront their own emotional limitations. Realizing that to move forward, they will need to let go of fear and allow themselves to feel fully. However, this path requires courage, and they are still in a stage where they oscillate between the desire to give in and the impulse to flee. What makes them hesitate is the fear that if they allow themselves to love again, they may end up being rejected or not reciprocated in the way they would like. This fear comes from past experiences, from situations where love was painful and brought more suffering than joy. But with you, the difference is that they feel an inexplicable attraction, something that seems to challenge them to believe that this time it can be different. The angels want you to know that this internal struggle is part of their spiritual awakening process. It's as if the connection with you is pushing them out of their comfort zone, leading them to question not only what they feel for you, but also who they really are. The conversation with the family member made it clear that no matter how hard they try, they can't keep you out of their thoughts. And that's because there's something deeper at play, something that transcends the physical plane. This connection between you is not just a coincidence or a fleeting attraction. It's a spiritual journey destined to transform you both. The resistance they present is a reaction to the fear of change, of opening up to the unknown and embracing a new way of loving and being loved. However, as the angels continue to send signs, it becomes increasingly evident that this transformation is inevitable. You may feel that even without direct contact, this person's energy is more present than ever. This happens because on the spiritual plane, you are more connected than you can imagine. It's as if each step they take toward the truth of what they feel is accompanied by an energetic response from you, reinforcing the bond that unites you. When they cry talking about you, they are actually allowing their soul to express everything their mind tries to hide. And this emotional honesty, though painful, is necessary for both of you to move forward. Dear soul, the angels are telling you that this is the moment to trust the process. The person you connected with is on a deep journey of self-discovery, and each tear shed is a part of that path. The emotions they feel are not a sign of weakness, but of strength, for only those who are ready to transform are capable of facing their own shadows. Their outpouring with the family member, far from being an endpoint, is the beginning of a new chapter where the truth will be increasingly revealed, and you, who feel this energy so intensely, are being called to remain calm and confident.